Welcome to the show. Where am I? Am I in Hawaii? No, actually, this is a new computer program that you don't need a green screen. It automatically generates the green screen behind me. It does a heck of a lot better job than I was doing with my green screen. My green screen, I had uh, to do it in video editing after. This does it automatically immediately, so it saves me a lot of work. This new program. Anyway, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look at what's going on. First off, a company called Coinbene teams up with MasterCard to launch a card claiming to integrate 100% cryptocurrencies. And so they're gonna have every cryptocurrency you can think of on this card. It's a Singapore-based cryptocurrency exchange, and they're launching a card which claims to have integrated 100% of all cryptocurrencies. 100% of cryptocurrencies. So I guess you can use your Doge coins or your. It doesn't matter. It takes them all. So that's an interesting new thing, and it's a Mastercard. You can use it, I guess, anywhere you use Mastercard. So now let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations to see what it's doing. If you guys watch my show, like the last few days, you already know what it's going to do, and it's doing exactly what I told you guys it's going to do. So I mean, you also know that I've said that cryptocurrency is probably going to go up in price pretty soon, another leg. Now I'm not saying absolutely certain, but I think that when the Fed goes ahead and cuts rates, I think that's going to be kind of like a little signal for gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. When they start cutting rates. Up till now, they haven't done nothing. And look at how the stock market's taken off. All it's been is talk, you know. But this is limited in its effect down the road, because after they take that 2.25% and it's gone, and they're down to 0% again, you're going to find that the actual effect isn't going to be that great, because this economic expansion they've created these huge bubbles in. People have borrowed to the limit. Everybody's borrowed right up to here, and there's no room left, you know. And so what's going to happen is because there's no room to borrow left, even if it's at 0%, the only way they're going to start borrowing again, you gotta pay them to borrow. So if you make it -1, -2, -3%, you know, and people that are rich can actually borrow and actually be paid 1 or 2% on the money that they've borrowed, then they'll start borrowing again. This is the way to inflate the bubble even bigger. This is why they want to get rid of cash, because when they start going down -1, -2, -3%, what happens is people say, I'm not keeping my cash in the bank, my money in the bank. I'm going to have to pay the bank 3% every year to hold my money. The heck with that. I'm going to go ahead and get my money out. So they run into the bank to get their money out, and they find out, 6 months ago, the United States released a new digital coin or whatever, and now there is no more cash. So the bank says, well, we can't give you your cash. There is no cash. Cash is no more, you know. And so in order to get your money out, you pretty much got to spend your money. But that's what they want you to do. They want you to spend their money, and the more they raise inflation, the more they go into negative interest rates, the more quantitative easing, the more of new programs to stimulate the economy with helicopter money. The more they do this stuff, the faster money is going to start to move within the system. Faster money moves, the more cryptocurrency is going to get a good bid. Here's the thing. You know how this new coin by Facebook is met up with regulatory hurdles? Just a second. Let me take a look at this article. What's this article we got right here? Oh, yeah, we looked at that already, yeah. Here's something right here. To change the subject a little bit. Giant German car maker Daimler enters partnership to produce a hardware wallet for automobiles. Well, guess what, guys? All that is a tiny, tiny little chip. It's probably no bigger than a little tiny cracker, a tiny little chip that goes in the car, and it codes that car to your wallet address or whatever, right? I can see this. I can see Japanese or Chinese and Taiwanese manufacturing corporations producing these chips by the billions, embedding them in every single product you buy in every store. Okay? You go through the cash register, when they scan that item, that chip registers that item to you as the purchaser. You have to take that item home. It doesn't matter if it's a toaster, a blender, a microwave oven, a drill, everything you buy, they'll embed these chips in them. And then you have to take and scan that item and register it online. Right? Then that item will only work on the electricity from your house or within range of your 5G wireless communication system. It'll be logged into you specifically. This is going to do away with certain types of crime like a break and enter and things like that. It's going to do away with this type of crime because what's going to happen is it's going to be an automatic. The item just won't work. If he comes in and somebody takes that and goes home with it, say you leave your house door open, and they go in, they take your blender. They go back to their house, that blender ain't going to work. In fact, it's never going to work again because the chip will be part of the embedded circuitry of the machine. And the thing won't work unless it's on your electrical. It's going to be coded to you. But not only that, what even makes it worse is these chips are going to be embedded in the plastic, and it's going to encode that this belongs to you, so that person will then have an item that all it takes is the police to run a scanner across it, and it tells who it really belongs to. It'll even probably let the police know exactly what date it was taken on, how long it's been missing, and everything. All done by computer. We're moving into a new world, folks, and this is part of the proof of that new world. We got tremendous things happening monumentally fast. Cryptocurrency, I think, my personal opinion, and this is only my personal opinion only, nobody else's, I think cryptocurrency is on its way to 16,000 on the top of this next leg. When's the leg going to start? I'm not sure, But we got a recession coming up. This recession is something that could interfere with cryptocurrency making it to 16,000 on this next leg. This could interfere with it. And the reason why is it would also interfere heavily with the stock market. It could interfere with all the other markets. You're probably asking yourself, when's this recession going to start? I think that this recession is going to really start with a bang. A really bad, sudden. It's going to start suddenly. It's going to be overwhelmingly powerful when it starts. And I think it's going to start this fall. I don't think we're going to get past the Brexit. I think that that's probably an 80% chance of that actually happening. And this is gonna just hammer the world's economies. The fifth largest economy goes into a recession, and it's like peanut butter just got poured into the wheels, and it gets bogged down in this recession. It's like a four-wheeler truck that's stuck in the mud, and the mud's all the way up to the windshields. This is the sort of thing, you know what I mean? This is the way the British economy is going to go when they go into a hard Brexit. It's as simple as that. Another thing. Jobs are going to be, tremendous amount of jobs are going to be lost in the upcoming next 10 years to robots. They're going to be putting them in everywhere you go. You'll be talking to robots. Yeah, I hate it myself. You ever pick up one of those phone calls, and on the other end you got one of these recorded messages, and you're just trying to get to talk to somebody real, and you're talking to a stupid computer for my goodness, I could just slam the phone down on the receiver. I get so frustrated with those voice machines, But you got to figure out a way to get through them, and finally you get to the ring, and then you got to wait a half an hour, and they put you on hold for a half an hour to wait to talk to a real person. the world's getting to be harder and harder to deal with all the time. Cryptocurrencies is going to move us forward to make the world one way easier to deal with, because everything will be identified. There's going to be no more room once cryptocurrencies get fully established, probably within the next 10 years. There's going to be no more room for anybody to cheat. Everything's going to be traceable. Every last penny. The certified public accountants, kiss your job goodbye, because your job is basically to keep a ledger. But what is the blockchain if it's not an automated ledger? So there's one whole industry of people gone. The next industry of people gone is going to be things like waiters and stuff like that. You're going to sit down in a restaurant, and there's going to be some contraption come rolling up to the table. It's going to have wheels under it, and it's going to have a voice, and it's going to be a computerized voice. It's going to say, what would you like on the menu today? And it'll hand you a menu. You'll give it your order, and then it'll come back with your plates of food right to your table. That's the way it's going to be. This is going to come in so fast, this new technology, and the firms that create these new technological machines. Robotics is the place to be. I'm going to tell you what, guys. If you've been thinking about taking your kid through school, through college, to train him to be a certified public accountant, or maybe a lawyer, or perhaps a doctor, there's going to be not much less call in all of these fields. The field that there's going to be a lot of call in is going to be like robotics. The guy who services the robots. The guy who makes the robots. The guy who fixes the robots. That's the guy. That's new jobs are going to open in these fields. Where old fields, the jobs are going to dwindle in old fields, and it's going to be branched over and move into new fields. And you say, well, doctor's still good, Yeah, to a certain degree, but you have to understand that these robots will be doing surgery pretty soon. And they'll be doing a heck of a lot better job. In fact, you'll have a surgeon who is this is not long in the future either, probably only 5 or 10 years away. You'll have a surgeon who is a specialist in his field, the best in the world. And he'll be 3,000-4,000 miles away operating on a patient. The robot arms will be doing the operation. He'll be on a camera, some sort of camera he'll wear over his head, the doctor, 2,000 or 3,000 miles away. And he'll have the best view in the world. It can even fix his vision problems. Say he's nearsighted or farsighted, the doctor. The camera he's wearing will fix that so he sees perfectly clearly, and he can actually almost see in a microscopic fashion, and he'll be operating the robotic hands with his hands thousands of miles away. So this way he doesn't have to travel to the person to do surgery. The person can be in a hospital 2,000 or 3,000 miles away while he's actually doing the surgery on the person, and do a heck of a lot better job, because if he, say he has cerebral palsy or something, or he has some sort of disease where his hand shakes, the surgeon, on the other end, the robot hand will be right solid and steady, So this whole thing is going to, in the end, ultimately work toward, of course, I wouldn't want to have a surgeon working on me whose hands are shaking, Anyway, I was just kidding about that, but probably would work that way, where the robot would be steady and over on the other end, but it's basically all done through the internet. This is the world we're heading into. The internet's going to be used for everything. To connect to the world and use for everything. And money is one of the first things that's switching over. This is one of the first utilizations of this blockchain technology. Listen, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And I kind of rattled on a little bit today. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.